Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, let's take few minutes to understand how this practice will help for us to develop our conventional wisdom, and at the same time, out of that conventional wisdom, how we can grow with our spiritual practice. So when it comes to meditation, basically the method is, in the very beginning, we try to maintain our mind with profitable skills. Another way we call it cultivation of the mind. So it is not shutting down, or it is not kind of like getting numb, or it is not kind of like a withdrawing from the mind. Cultivation of the mind. So the development of the mind to the highest abilities. So when it comes to the mind, the highest ability, so recognizing things as it is. Basically, that is the beginning, recognizing things as it is. Because our recognition become wrong, what will happen then after that? All our reactions going to go wrong. So then conventional world, as ordinary people, most of time, our recognition is not accurate. With our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, so whatever we perceive, that our perception has many barriers, filters, and at the same time, this all depend on condition of our mind, but we don't see that. Another thing is, when we experience something, that experience is not only that inner experience or outside event. This inside and outside, both interconnection bring the experience. So this is a little bit confused sometimes. It's make you confused to understand sometimes. Most of time we think, oh, I am here, I can see that. Or I am here, I can hear that. This is me, I can smell these things. We always separate the subject and object. But basically, if you look very carefully, you have to slow down. Slowly, if you look very carefully, you recognize without the subject, there is no object, and also without the object, there is no subject. So that means whatever. So when it comes to the reality, there are many arguments still in the world to see what is reality. So then when it comes to that as you know, the very famous word to call the virtual reality. Now, there is a big arguments keep going in the philosophical field regarding this virtual reality, because there is a word they brought, this reality. So then when it comes to you, what do you mean by real? That sometimes maybe whatever we can see, if I can see, you can see, and we can touch, feel, smell, or maybe you can bite it and then taste. So whatever you can grab to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind faculties as perception is your reality. But what you see, hear, smell, taste, feel, even though in the moment it is there, within another few minutes, few days, it's not going to be there. And at the same time, and out of the perception, whatever you perceive, and maybe it create kind of like some feelings, and you build up point of views like dislike, or the neutral. Sometimes what you like, another person not going to like. Sometimes what you don't like, another person going to like. So then out of that, your moment of experience, if you see something as real, and out of that reality, if you feel kind of like good, or if you feel kind of like happy, then you think, oh, this world is real and this is what, and I feel kind of like that. And the same thing, another person, the same thing that person see and hear, and that person feel kind of like unhappy. So for that person, that what the reality that person experience in the moment, then going to become different. So there is then you both come together and say that your reality is good, that person's reality is not good. And also outside conditions, that whatever that outside things, that whatever it is there, when it come to us and we see it as an object, it is really there, but it all depends on according to the capacity of our eye consciousness and the brain capacity. So as example, whatever that you see as a strong and as a weight, whatever you feel, is going to be different to another person. Like as example for a child, whatever you feel kind of like a strong for the child, it's going to become different. So then what is that? In the conventional level, that what we experience is the manifestation of the subject and object, and at the same time, it is going to become very different according to the capacity of the subject and object, and the strength and abilities, that all going to depend according to the person. So then whatever you experience as reality for you may be not going to become real for another person. Conventional world. So then when it comes to this object and subject understanding, always remember, that's why arguments about something, debating about things will never take us to understand things. So then we are always kind of like go with intelligence. We try to become intelligent. So, but when it comes to intelligence, it is not really understanding informations. So intelligence means, according to the Cambridge University, Cambridge Dictionary, and according to the very brand new way of explaining, intelligence means adaptivity to change according to necessary cause and conditions. That is intelligence. Adaptability to change according to necessary cause and conditions in that very moment. So that's the very depth of the meaning when it comes to vipassana. But the thing is, in conventional world, rather than developing this adaptability or flexibility, you always developing a frame, a structure, and we trying to have a kind of like a solid environment around us. And that is the very nature of the existence. The existence itself happened because we always believe there is something exist as a subject and as an object. But when it comes to conventional, even the intelligence or even a spiritual reality, you get out of this mirage, you get out of this illusion, you get out of this misunderstanding and become free from the moment of subject and object experience. And that is the very key point of the liberation or the transformation. So you can do that. Let the world to be as it is. Let your experience to be as it is, but in this very moment, you are capable to go out of that both, the experiencer and the object both. You can be separate from that both. You can be independent without responding to the subject or the object. So that is where you gain the true freedom. But we always go with, this is me, I have to do this, that. So so far in your life, that is how you used to live. But if you look very into yourself and if you look back, then you will see what you gain. Because there's nothing to gain. Because what you experience in the moment, it exists only for the moment, and the experience arises as a result of the perception, and the perception arises as a result of the experience. So to understand this, one of the major, the skill that you have to develop, ability. So the ability to be undisturbed, that is what called tranquility mind, ability. So abilities you can develop. So the ability to, there is a way that you have ability to grow. This is the very beauty of the human nature. And you are capable to grow. If you don't grow, you are such a kind of like an animal, wild animal. Very reason, the research, the recognition that as we know, the very dangerous, the king of the jungle is the lion, the animal. But very reason, the research found out through this, the history, with the details they found out, the most dangerous animal in the world is not anymore the lion or not the tiger, not the rhino, not any kind of other animals. The most dangerous animal in the world is the human. Most of the animals, if they hear a tiger, lion, they hear the voice of other animals. Sometimes some other animals stay calm, relaxed. Not every animal going to run away. But believe or not, the in the jungle, if they hear a human voice, most of the animal run away. Most of the animal run, they escape. They know there is a danger. So why this is like that? Because we have this deeper ability to grow and do whatever according to necessary situation and survive. That is why we are so dangerous. You can survive when it comes to survival mood. For you, you are capable to do unbelievable things. But unfortunately, what happens? We always use that ability to grow for most of unprofitable skills. So most of time, we use this our strength to bring some kind of unprofitable reactions to us. So that is what the nature of the samsara. That is why we keep going with the actions, reactions, result, actions, reactions, result. To understand this, I will give you a very simple example. Try it yourself. Can you do a bodily, verbally, or mental action? You don't need to do all the three. Try to do one action. You are not responsible for reactions. Even the reactions come, it's not going to be difficult for you. It's not going to be harm for you. Fear, it's not going to bring anxiety, depression, or uncertainty for you. And try to do something like that. Because when you do an action and it become a reaction and come back as a result, and sometimes it multiply. So as you know, one tree can make a forest. As you know, one seed, like apple seed, mango seed, one seed can provide food or the fruits to entire world by the time. So one action can take you to samsara. This is what called power of one. And if you catch it, if you catch that principle or the method, its structure, you are capable to take it out. If you have the wisdom to take out one action out of your bodily action, verbal action, or mental action, only three actions that you can do. There's no any other way. if you are capable to find out the very mechanism of a one action you can perform, you are not responsible for the reaction, or that whatever reaction never going to take you to difficulty. You find the path to Nibbana. So try it. It's not a magic. It's you are the one who doing your actions. So you are responsible, as you know, matured people, you are responsible for your actions. And not knowing is not an excuse anymore for responsible. So then, when it comes to bodily action, verbal action, mental action, can you perform one action, you know 100%. It's not going to bring any kind of unprofitable reaction. So, and then if you know the mechanism, if you become very clear with that, and then by the time you start to develop it, your mind, your brain has ability to absorb it and develop it. It become a kind of like irreversible wisdom. So this is the way kind of like you develop the ability to grow with the profitable skills. So the meditation is a foundation that you develop yourself with the awareness, because awareness is a key point, that just having awareness not going to fix everything in life. But when you have the awareness, it's going to show you how this happens. And then by the time you develop the wisdom, you have the wisdom to divert your intention, change your intention. Because once you change your intention, even though same action going to bring different result. To see the intention, you have to have the awareness. So that is why introspection, looking inside, seeing inside, go beyond the needs or the feelings or the desires, digging into more deeper, go to the root level of action and see what is the real intention. So for that, you have to have the awareness. So otherwise, you always see when things happen because of this reason, that reason, like that, you always misunderstand. So that misunderstanding create a kind of like a tangle, or it create kind of like a puzzle, this word. So that's why we don't know what will happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen. Why? Because we didn't know that what we did, or even we don't know the very intention behind our actions. So because of that, we don't know what's going to happen to us. But when you become very clear with the seeing the intention, what happens, by the time you are capable to see what will happen. That itself take you out from this uncertainty. Because you are not going to anymore challenge with the nature. When you learn the Dharma, what happens, when you develop your awareness, what happens, more and more you are surrendered to the nature. You become a drop of ocean. You're not going to separate from it. So that is the power of the ability of growth. So then yourself, always remember that we all look for opportunities to become better, to find the success, look for our happiness, look for our freedom. We look for opportunities always. Everybody look for opportunities. But the thing is this, when it comes to the sansaric journey, when it comes to the freedom, when it comes to the liberation, when it comes to the nibbana, the very invitation for the opportunities depend on the abilities that you develop. So then you are capable to develop the abilities. You are not capable to get the opportunities. Opportunity is going to come to you. You can't create opportunities. You can create abilities. So then focus to that. So then practicing meditation means what? We develop the ability because we are capable to observe, we are capable to recognize, and we are capable to change our intention, and we are capable to forgive. We are capable to have the love and compassion. We are capable to be generous. We are capable to have the empathy. So you use that capabilities. So when you use that capabilities, what happens? Your abilities to grow towards the freedom become stronger. And then it becomes the invitation for the opportunities to be free. So as you know, there are some times like Angulimala. There he was a murderer. He was in the middle of the jungle. The entire country go towards the jungle to find him and kill him. But from the other side, the Buddha came. So just imagine that. The same action. And it became an invitation to the people to kill him. And at the same time, that same action became the invitation to Buddha to come. It is not that action, but deeply, he had some kind of abilities to attain to Nibbana, otherwise attain to the liberation. Otherwise, Buddha not going to come behind him. Remember that all the time. Buddha is not, even that the Buddha, he's a Buddha, he did not give he did not listen to everybody. He not give opportunity to everybody. Remember that. As you know, that few times, when he attained to the Buddhahood, his parents and his relatives knew that he attained to the Buddhahood. And then what happened? The father sent many people, many invitations. Please visit our village. They went and they delivered the message, but Buddha didn't visit there. So what does that mean sometimes? Remember that even you go and ask something from Buddha, even he's Buddha, if you don't have the ability to understand, Buddha not going to talk to you. And so then develop that abilities. So that is the beginning of the wisdom. Forget about the Nibbana, forget about the liberation. So you can start with the very conventional life. So you want something. You like something. You want to be somebody. And the very first question you have to ask, do you have abilities? So look, this nowadays, for this presidential election, there's debate keep going. All the candidates come and express their ideas. This people ask questions, and within few seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, sometimes they have to give the answers. What they try to show? They try to show they have abilities to do that. They not try to show they are so wise. They know better than the other person. No, 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 no. They all try to show. If anybody can show, I have ability to do this, then people can see that. Same thing for you. Always remember them. But most of time in our life, we caught up. We mesmerize with the informations. And sometimes too much information kill your abilities. You don't need to know all the informations in the world. So it is better for yourself to know whatever the information help you to grow according to your capabilities. And that's bring the opportunities for you. So this growth is in you, focus to that. Sir Edmund Hillary, he's the person who reached to the summit of the Mount Everest. So first time they went to the Mount Everest, and many times they keep trying. One time they went there and they didn't make it happen. And the Sir Edmund Hillary came back, and from the bottom of the Everest mountain, he looked back. And then he told, one day, I'm going to conquer you. That was his determination. One day I'm going to conquer you. Why? Because you are a mountain. You can't grow. You are just there, sitting there. But I am a human. I can grow. I can become more better, but you can't. So the very next time, he reached to the summit of the Mount Everest. See, that is what this idea of ability to grow. So the conventional life, you have to practice it. And so these conventional tools, in these material tools, you have to develop this. And that once you recognize that mechanism, slowly you can transform it to your spiritual practice. But when it comes to this spiritual growth, what the mistake we do, we start to hate for the conventional world. We're going to hate for this material world. We're going to to go kind of like a war with the conventional people or the conventional world. But that is not what the spiritual growth, deeply, deeply understanding and becoming more vulnerable to the material world, deeply you start to respect and paying gratitude and become harnessed with the conventional world, with the material world, is the bridge you can cross this conventional world. So that's why try to understand why. Because practicing spirituality today, especially when it comes to meditation, all the spiritual practice, most of the time, there are a lot of people we see, they misunderstand. They go nuts, they become cuckoos after practice meditation or any kind of spiritual practice. Even the yoga, even meditation, any other puja or ceremonies, chanting. And after that, they are not anymore kind of like just ordinary people. They mesmerize with their imagination and they start to live in a mirage. And sometimes they hate this conventional world, ordinary people. And then they mesmerize with this idea of perfection. Once you caught up with the illusion of this perfection, you go cuckoo. Remember that. You kind of like you become a spiritual zombie. So meditation is for not for that. Then everywhere you go, you judging people, and when people make mistakes, so you criticize that people. You don't recognize this human nature. You don't recognize anymore this conventional world. You don't recognize anymore the meaning of reality. So that's why grow yourself. This is the only ability that you have. Your parents gave your life. This nature, this environment help us to nourish like this way. But there is nothing belong to you. So whatever you hold it to these hands, that everything by the time you have to let go. All the emotional bonds and all this environment and everything around you, by the time that everything going to go away. If you, maybe you will go away, or maybe by the time they're going to go away, that thing's going to go away. Only thing going to help for you, this ability of growing. From the birth, you can have this opportunity until you die to your last breath. Because, you know, sometimes some people die with attaining to liberation. See, that is, it's a very last moment of the breath. That also can open the window to liberation or the nibbana. But most of the things in day-to-day life, not going to be there like that. Once you get sick, some people even not going to come to you. They stay away. They say, hi, you know, a little bit far away. Now, even if you have a little cold, you know, and they want to, are you okay? You know, so stay away, kind of like that. It doesn't matter husband, wife, children, parent, even the parents. Remember, when you get old, all your children's, you know, they start to go away. They are, for especially these young children now, it is very difficult for them to deal with old people. So remember, we get old, and all this, you know, children, and grow with this, you know, facilities. And they kind of like think, oh, life is always kind of like a very nice, beautiful, clean, kind of like, but when we get old, it's not going to become like that. So then they stay away from you. All the things that you gather around by the time going to go away. If you don't have money, maybe no one going to be around you, even your own children. If you have money and when you get old, sometimes, good or bad, it doesn't matter. If you have something, maybe sometimes people come. So only way to survive yourself, ability to grow with the profitable skills. So without that, don't get old even. Remember that. Just holding to these material things, don't get old. It's going to become very dangerous. Very dangerous. If you have so many material things and you get old, oh my goodness, it's going to become invitation to death. So then it's something else. So that's why grow with ability, opportunities bring to yourself, develop your capabilities with more and more and more wisdom. What is the wisdom means? Adaptability to change according to the necessary cause and conditions. And if you grow with that, no one can catch you. So by the time there is a day come, once you fulfill, once you get into the very pinnacle, once you get into the very highest level of this ability to grow, even the Mara cannot catch you. So then, when the day you have that ability, you know nothing can hurt you, no one can catch you. And that is where you can close your eyes end of the day, even telling to Mara, what is that? The very famous movie, Catch Me If You Can, So then always remember, as a human being, you are capable to get out of this all and find the very liberation in this very lifetime and have that experience. So every day, with each and every moment, everywhere, always be with these capabilities, that ability to grow. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, oh, may I be well and happy, 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this very moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Be aware about the breathing, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, the stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata me sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.